So, hey, this is Andrea Benton from Raisingboys.tv, and I'm super excited. Woohoo! I am going to be interviewing today Kelly Townley. I've got that right, right?
That's right.
All right, cool. And she is the head of Maker. She's the production. What are you exactly? The
Head of production for Maker Camp.
Head of production for Maker Camp. And I know what Maker Fair is, but I had no idea what Maker Camp is and what it entails, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So, all right, what is Maker Camp?
All right, so it's a 6-week-long free virtual summer camp. It's all online. We produce all of the content. We do have affiliate sites at libraries and boys and girls clubs and 4-H clubs and different sites where it's essentially they watch the content together and make together because it's all about the community aspect of kids making together. You can do it on your own. Kids can do it on your own. We have 50-year-old mothers doing it on their own who don't even have kids. I mean, it's really for anybody. I mean, anybody could do it, but it is aimed at kids 8 to 12. Okay. That's our primary audience. But it's really, I mean, again, anybody, more advanced, younger kids. Like we have some 6-year-olds who are participating, and even some 5-year-olds. And then we've also got, as I said, like older people who might be brand new to making. So the really key operative words are that it's free, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then it is 6 weeks long, and we're in our second week right now, but you can start anytime. So if you were to go to makercamp.com now and sign up, you would have everything unlocked from all the video content unlocked from the first week and then the first 2 days of this week, and then daily we unlock additional videos. If you were to join in the 5th week of camp, you would get all those 5 weeks unlocked all at once.
Okay.
So it's really cool because you can, I mean, we have a lot of people who are kind of following along as we're going, but you can start anytime. You could, do it next month if you wanted to.
Okay, cool. And then so how does it work? So each week I would sign up, and then what am I going to see when I log in?
Yeah. So it's really cool. So each week has a theme. Last week, our first week was fantasy, which was we did a lot of around filmmaking, and we had campers submit short films at the end of the week, which was really cool. So what would happen, and I'll just kind of take you through what we did last week. Every day you would go to makercamp.com, and we unlock, as I mentioned, 3 videos per day. The videos follow the daily cadence of explore, make, and share. And so the first video would be, today we're just going to talk about sketchbooks. This was last Monday. We're going to talk about sketchbooks and how do people use sketchbooks? It's a great way to capture ideas or to draw or do anything as you're just out and about and just have it in your pocket and just explore the idea of sketchbooks. We talked to we had a special guest, a story artist from Pixar, who talked to us about how she uses her sketchbook. So it's just to kind of get the juices flowing, get kids excited about that. So that's kind of, we have that, and then we have that's kind of the explore and the share, kind of similar in that way, where we're kind of getting your juices flowing and then sharing what other people have made or what we have made. And then the make video is actually teaching you how to do something. So we actually taught them how to do a really simple folded sketchbook, which is just taking a piece of paper and folding it in a special way and cutting it and then flipping it around. And it's this really cool little book. And then we also did a really basic, a simple pamphlet stitch book, which is just anybody can do it. It doesn't involve, but you can get really crazy with sewing books together. So to spark that interest and get you carrying around a piece of paper to capture your ideas. Anyway, so that was the first day. So we have 3 videos that unlock each day. So Tuesday through Friday. Tuesday we did cardboard masks, these crazy beautiful masks. Taught them how kind of just structurally how to do that, and then each day those videos are unlocked. And then at the end of the week, we asked campers to submit a little short film. We got tons of submissions, and we had a little award ceremony, which was really cool. So each week, as the campers would follow along, and then we also asked them to update us daily to post to our Maker Camp community, which we're doing through Google Plus right now. And they would just pictures and videos of their projects, and then our camp hosts will comment on them in the videos, and then just constantly having that feedback loop of, here's some ideas, here's a couple of little things to walk you through beginning to end, and then see what you do with it, experiment, explore. Maybe you don't want to fold your paper in that way. Maybe you found a different way there was a couple of kids who did it. We had a couple of kids who sewed a fabric cover for their sketchbook. So just and we didn't even talk about that at all. So there's just giving them a couple little ideas of, this is what it is.
Yeah.
This is how you can make a basic one, just mess around with it. So that's really how every single day goes. And it's really pretty cool in that way, because we just want them to get them making. We don't care if you do it exactly our project tells you to do it.
That's awesome. So then from a parent perspective, how long does each project take each day?
So it depends. So a lot of times we mix up our programming a bit. The actual make videos are always going to be under 10 minutes. They're usually about 5 minutes, but they aren't in real time. We speed up some of the instructions because we make these really cool bird wings, for example, last week. And they, I think in real time, take about 2 hours.
Okay.
But the video is like 7 minutes, I think.
Okay.
So, because you have to cut out all the individual feathers, so it takes a while. But we have everything. Like we have balloon drums were one of the things we did yesterday, which is basically just taking a container and cutting the top of a balloon off and pulling it tight over that container. That takes, less than 2 minutes. Yeah. And then the counterpart project to that yesterday, which was percussive instruments, is a matraca, which is this awesome noisemaker that you spin around. Yeah, so that one obviously takes a little bit longer. That probably takes about an hour or so to make.
Okay.
So we try to really, give a range there for all skill levels, all, like, I only have a little bit of time today. I can only do one little project. And then we also have, on Tuesdays through Thursdays, we have this little segment called Quick Tips, which one of our interns does for us. And it's basically just super quick techniques, not necessarily even a beginning to end project, but just something you just get your juices flowing again. Like we had little clackers that she made out of a piece of cardboard with bottle caps, and it's just a way to make noise.
That's
another
cool.
way to so it really runs the gamut from really kind of more complicated to really, really basic.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, and then so my other question is, once the summer's ended, is this program still available? Like, could I do it if I was a homeschooler or an unschooler? Could I do it?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely, and I think that's what's so rad about it. It's basically like we're taking all this time. We have an excellent, my counterpart who works with me on programming, she has, 20 years of children's education experience. So we like take all this time and effort and produce this stuff, and then we basically, it's just like a present for everybody. And it's really, we have wonderful sponsors who, AT&T and Intel, I think maybe Britta told you about that, but they're amazing. So they basically just allow us to do this and give this to kids. And I mean, it's great. Like I was a nanny, like in a former lifetime a long time ago. So I would have died for this, this sort of content back then because it's really great for rainy days or like, schoolers. I mean, and the great thing about it too is we have our suggested curriculum, which is the 6 weeks, blah, blah, blah. But like, say you're like, I'm really not interested in like the Funky Town, the music week, which is what we're in now. I really want to do the flight week, which is all about things that go in the air. So you can do whatever you want with our content. We don't really care. We just want people making.
That's awesome. I love it. That's so amazing. And it's funny because I get a little scared because I'm like, oh my God, Maker, I don't know what I'm doing. But this actually sounds really up my alley that if I just want to do something quick and dirty, I can. And if my kids want to do something different, it's more about the experience of getting them to build and make with their hands, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like get away from the screen for a bit, get your hands dirty, and it can just be something super simple and just sparking that creativity. Everybody makes something. You don't have to be like a hacker or have a $100 Arduino kit or anything fancy like that. It's really just, get your hands in it and just start doing something.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, cool. And then what about, so are you finding that more boys are doing it? Are you finding that girls are doing it? Not that I want to talk about gender specifics, but just, how is it good for boys per se?
It's really pretty interesting. I have a son, so I'm like, this is right up my alley, this conversation. But, he's a toddler, but it's really interesting because we're kind of more, we do a lot of more kind of crafty sorts of things, I would say, or things that you can make that are from cardboard or simple to find supplies. When I first started with this program, I thought, oh man, it's probably going to be, mostly girls.
Yeah.
But I think it actually skews more boys, honestly. I haven't ran the numbers, so I'm not sure, but there's definitely tons of boys that participate. And it's really funny the way that they all interpret these projects. So we did a rain stick on Monday, which is this really cool tube that you put nails in and you put pebbles in and you tilt it up and down and it makes these really cool rain sound. It's rad. Oh. But it was really funny. Like we had a couple of girls who submitted things that had wrapped in feathers and glitter and shoes and stuff hanging off, like little Barbie shoes hanging off it. And then you have the boys who submit stuff and it's like army green and it's got, and I hate to be like that. I hate to be so stereotypical, but it's just in who they are and they're expressing themselves in the way that feels good. So, but back to your question, I think I was surprised actually. And I think that boys, we have a very, very high participation from boys in it. And I think it's awesome. I can't wait until my son's old enough to do some of this stuff.
That's awesome. That's so
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome. So then, can you share with me how many people are participating so far?
Yeah, so it's a tricky number to evaluate because I think we have almost 1,000 affiliate sites, or 800 to 1,000 affiliate sites, and they're all over the world.
Wow.
Quite literally, we have sites in Mexico and Israel. Like, I think if you go, yeah, I know if you go to makercamp.com, there's a map of affiliate sites, and I mean, there's probably one near you. I'm not sure where you're based, but they're all over the world. They're like, yeah, they're all over the place. So, and each of those sites is kind of like either at a community center or somewhere like a library. So it's pretty much open. And our only criteria for us we send them affiliate kits too, which has like some supplies for some of these projects.
Okay.
So our only criteria for that is that they can't charge for the program. So it's basically open and free, and however much space they have to, allow the community in. That's really like part of the kind of mission of the program. So I don't know yet. We send out surveys at the end of the year. Sorry, at the end of the camp session. And they let us know like how many people they actually had participate. But I think it's anywhere between 5 and 30 per site. Like it's quite a few. And they meet weekly or daily to do this camp together, and it's pretty cool. And then that doesn't include the individuals. A kid who lives in the middle of nowhere and doesn't have anybody to buy, so we've got all those kids to account for too. So it's kind of all over the place, and I haven't ran the numbers specifically, but I know the affiliate sites is the real, the chunk of our viewership, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That sounds so cool. And then I have a question on materials. So if I signed up, would I get a list of all the materials I need the day before? And all right.
Yeah, so one of the things we're doing is the affiliate sites get their material list a week in advance, just because they have to plan because they have a bigger group of kids.
Okay.
But just for you, if you wanted to do it with your son or your two boys, whatever, you would just sign up for it, and we would, each page, like say you signed up now, you could go back to the Fantasy Week last week's, and each day has a materials list.
Okay.
We also supply, in addition to the videos, we have project PDFs, which are just PDFs that you can download and print if you wanted to, and it has pictures and step-by-step instructions for each of the recommended projects. So and that has the materials list on the side, plus the step-by-step, which is really cool because, some people don't have super reliable internet, so it's an easy thing to just go and download the PDFs, print them, and then just do them whenever you want. Like, you just have a binder of our PDFs and just pull it out whenever you wanted to, like camping or something, I don't know.
No, that's awesome. Okay, I love it. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. All right, so that's great. So, again, I just go to makercamp.com, and I can sign up there, and it's free, and it's courtesy of AT&T and Intel?
That's right. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right.
Brought to you by the super smart people at Make. Like they have great projects that they're putting together. But yeah, makercamp.com. That's where you want to go.
All right. So thank you very much. I am totally excited, and I'm going to go and log on right now and see if my kids are interested. So
awesome.
Thank you very much. I'm Andrea Benton from Raisingboys.tv, and again, thank you very much for doing this interview. And yeah, I'm super stoked.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.